What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and here we are again talking about The Last of Us multiplayer. Now, look, I want this saga to end just as much as you do. At the end of the day, I'm in it for games. I talk about games quite often on the channel. I want this game to come out. I just want games to release, and so I am frustrated. I'm sure maybe some of you guys are frustrated of, is this game canceled or not, right? Like, that's literally the back and forth, canceled or not. And what we got just now, actually like an hour ago from when I'm recording this video, is the man himself. And I have some things to say about the man himself. Jason Schreier, he chimed in about the reports that the game has been canceled. So there's been a lot that's actually happened even since the last time. I've made many videos on the multiplayer game. Even since the last time we talked about it, the basic understanding is that it's like legitimately canceled. That's the word on the street. That's what the insiders, right, are saying. And then the articles are kind of being written from that, right? People are spreading the PlayStation Universe, I believe, article, right? But I think they got it from the tipster, who's a guy we've also talked about. So Jason Schreier was asked, like, hey, what do you think? Like a lot of stuff is going on. What's happening? And he literally just responded with, the source of this report is a random Twitter account. Now, that's classic Jason Schreier kind of like brushing things off. Here's the deal. I've never shied away from my dislike of this man. I don't like him as an individual. I respect him generally as a journalist. There have been times where he's been called out, actually numerous times, where he's been called out for having pretty big slants in his articles. Now, stop me if you've heard that before, a journalist having a huge slant, not just reporting the news, but reporting their version of the news, right? It's common, it happens, and it's not good. Like, I'm not defending it. It's terrible. It's just, okay, well, he's much like the same, I guess, as everybody else is. However, he does have the big scoops. I think he does slant things his way, but I do think he generally is in the know. And that, more than anything, I could dislike a guy. Who cares? It truly doesn't actually matter. What matters is, does he know his stuff? Does he actually have people on the inside that have talked to him about this game one way or the other? That is what's most important here, okay? And I will say, as much as I don't like him, he does know his stuff. So when it comes to his knowledge on, is this game in trouble? Is it canceled? Is it happening? That's what actually matters. And honestly, from what that one tweet says, he's kind of taking some jabs. Like, that's another side of things. He's taking jabs at the tipster. Now, here's the thing. I've defended that guy, and he knows his stuff. At least the original tipster does, right? The jury's still out on if this is actually the same insider with the same name, right? Because his last account got nuked, got destroyed. I think it got a copyright strike or whatever, and it got taken off, like Twitter, okay? So this person, like, they could be an imposter. They technically could be fake. The entire thing. The Scream game, the Saw game, Death Stranding at the Game Awards, Silent Hill 2's remake being this month, getting an announcement. All of that stuff could be made from a fake person. On the other side of things, it could all be real. Because this guy, originally, he does know his stuff. So the jury's still kind of out on this guy. And again, although Schreier, like, sometimes he gets stuff wrong, I feel like he knows what he's talking about, at least in regards to The Last of Us multiplayer. So I know a lot of this has been discussing, like, people and not necessarily the game. Look, if that's his response, honestly, if we're reading into it, I read into it that, oh, so it's not canceled, right? Because if it was canceled, don't you think he would have wrote something on it? Now, he still could, or maybe he's just kind of out of it. You could also say, like, Jason Schreier at one point did actually think that Abandon from Hassan and that studio, he did actually think that was Hideo Kojima and all that, but that was, I feel like that wasn't hardcore investigation, right? And you do have to draw the line at some point where, what's the Jason Schreier that has opinions versus the Jason Schreier that talks to people? And I feel like for the Abandon thing, that was him kind of just like flying off the seat of his pants, right? Versus this, I think he knows people, or people that also know people that are inside Naughty Dog. I think he's kind of connected. So, again, like, the jury's out. I want this game to be real. I don't want it to be canceled. On the same side of things, like, if it was canceled, it's gone on for so long. I guess I'm not even that massively invested in it anymore. I guess I was a lot more before, but I do want an answer. And I guess what's disappointing about the whole situation, right, is, like, last time when he did his article back, I believe, in June, like, Naughty Dog responded. So, like, there is, I think without any doubt in my mind, there's clearly something wrong with the game, okay? Something happened, and it's not where they want it to be. I think 1,000% that is the case. On the other side of things, is it canceled? Maybe it's not canceled, but it's tough. Like, the entire thing is really tough, because if it's not canceled, and if this is kind of like him jabbing at this account, the tipster, then does that mean everything that he said is a lie? And I mean, we can't judge that necessarily off of one exchange with Schreier online. But like I've said, Silent Hill 2, he said that something was supposed to happen in October. Okay, we're halfway through the month. They only have half a month left to prove him right. The Scream game is supposed to be announced in October. If it doesn't happen, if those two things don't happen, this guy starts to show some huge cracks, and I start to not believe him. So, those are just things, I guess, to kind of keep an eye on. Not that they matter, maybe to some people more than others, but just to kind of throw that out there. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on, and I hope to see you all on the next one.